What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Imagine this. You're at a professional baseball game with your 17-year-old son. You leave, you're in your car, on your way home. You get into a road rage incident. Minor. You exchange some hand gestures. You keep driving, okay, trying to brush it off. Next thing you know, the driver of the other car opens fire sometime later and shoots your son. They rush your son to the hospital, put him on life support. He eventually succumbs to his injuries. He dies. Now, to add insult to injury, they give the guy who shot your son a bond. This is the case of 17-year-old David Castro, who was killed by 34-year-old Gerald Wayne Williams in Houston on July 6th, following an Astros baseball game. Talk about a senseless murder. Fam, we say it all the time. Cameras are everywhere. Big Brother is always watching. And that's how police crack the case. They checked the surveillance footage at a nearby Valero gas station. And they identified the vehicle and they closed in on dude and got him. Gerald got a record from a few years back. He did 12 years. They let him out of jail in 2020 for a couple of armed robberies. And here's the thing, fam. When you do 12 years in prison and you get out just 1 year later and you're shooting at people in an act of road rage, what does that tell you? That tells me that you did not learn your lesson. That tells me that you really don't care too much about freedom, and you damn sure do not care about life. I know another dude who randomly shot into somebody's vehicle and killed this dude. Well, he didn't randomly shoot into the vehicle. He was trying to shoot in the direction of the guy, but he accidentally shot him. He wasn't trying to shoot him. This dude I'm talking about was a coward. So I know for a fact he wasn't trying to shoot him. He was just trying to show off. They got into a dispute. So he shot at the dude and ended up hitting the dude in the back of the head. They gave his dumb ass 25 years. I know for a fact he did some things he didn't want to do in prison. Fam, if you're gonna get behind that wheel, if you're gonna get in that vehicle, let me tell you something, fam. You have to learn to control your emotions, because driving can be very stressful. A lot of times people trying to get somewhere, you got people cutting you off, sometimes you're late, you got things going on in your head. Could have been beefing with your girl, may have had a loss of life in the family, stressing over finances. People drive every day with their head completely occupied of stress. And now you add somebody yelling at them, cutting them off, throwing them the finger, cussing them out. It could be deadly, man. It could have deadly consequences. You must, absolutely must, keep that in mind. Stop thinking about what you're gonna do. Start thinking about what the other person might do. The father said on the news that he made eye contact with the dude to let the dude know he wasn't afraid of him. that could have cost his son his life. I'm not saying ride around being scared of people, whatever. But when you are having a dispute with somebody or whatever, somebody, you done ran somebody hot and y'all staring each other down and all that stuff, it can only escalate things. It's not gonna de-escalate things. And let me tell you something, fam. I can take care of myself very well. I can fight damn good. I am very good also with that weapon. I'm very good. I'm very accurate. I think I can take out most people. Even knowing all of that, I don't want conflict unless I absolutely have to engage, because conflict is costly and there is no guarantees on what the outcome will be. No matter how good of a shot I am, no matter how good I am with my hands, I could take the ultimate L. So I have to keep these things in mind. I cut somebody off. Normally, I just keep looking straight. I don't even try to look at it. Every now and then, I might glance, see what somebody doing, whatever. Sometimes you got to glance, because sometimes these fools will just be pulling out a gun, and you wouldn't know any different. And then they mess around and pop at you. So sometimes I look, just make sure them fools ain't reaching or whatever. But all that staring down and stuff, I don't do that. All that, this, doc. I used to, don't get me wrong. I used to. But when you know better, you do better. That's all I'm saying. This dude, that night, that particular night, I can guarantee you, he did not say to himself, I'm going to stare this dude down. And this dude, he might be a killer, but so what? If he want to kill, he want to shoot in his car, go ahead and shoot in his car. I got my son in here. If one of us die, we die. He wasn't thinking like that. He was like, probably called me the N-word and everything. Next thing you know, bang. I can guarantee you, if he could take it back, if he do it all over again, he'd do it all over again. Not all over again, but he'd do it a different way. You dig what I'm saying? He'd do it totally different. It would be a totally different approach. When you have, first and foremost, you should be cautious about the way you move around, just for the sake of your own life, preserving your own life. But when you have greater responsibilities like children, you have a wife to go to, a husband to go to, you got people that's relying on you, then your life is more valuable than the next fool's life. See, some people out there, they don't care about their lives. They don't care at all. They ain't got nothing going on. So they don't care if they live or die. They don't care if they live or die. They damn sure don't care if you live or die. So when you recognize that your life is valuable, then you have to do things to protect your life, to preserve your life. And that becomes 100-fold if you got somebody in the car with you. There have been times when I had my kids with me and somebody may have gotten out of line or whatever, and I want to take issue with something or somebody, and I say, I got my babies with me. I can't do that. Just in case, it go down. I don't want to have to get, I don't want them to be in the line of fire. I don't want them to end up being collateral damage. And I don't want them to see me like this. They don't need to see their daddy off the chain like that, because I can go there. So we have a responsibility not only to preserve our own lives, but the people who we have stewardship over. The people with somebody and people that we are, who's riding with us and we're driving, we have to remain calm for them too, because it's not just our lives on the line, it's their lives on the line too. It's a bunch of nut-ass dudes out there. Just fools, damn fools. And they will shoot you. They will kill you. And they will go to jail for life, like this fool about to go to jail for life. He made a $350,000 bond on Friday. He's out. Like, he's out after killing somebody, shooting somebody, like in a reckless act like that. He's out of jail on bond. And I can understand why the father is worried. He said, man, he's a danger to our community. We got somebody out here just roaming the streets. They just gave him a bond. It's madness. And, look, and the mayor, that's my dude. I'm cool with the mayor. Mayor, I think the mayor is a cool dude. But I think he got it wrong when he said that if we want to make it better, all we got to do is turn people in. If you know somebody involved in a shooting or something like that, let us know. And somehow this is supposed to stop this type of activity. No, that's not going to stop the activity. Punishing people more for road rage is not going to stop people from getting involved with road rage. It's not going to stop people from shooting people. Giving people the death penalty hasn't stopped people from murdering people. It hasn't stopped it at all. The crime rate continues to go up. Violent crime continues to go up. So it ain't working. Punishing people is not working. Just locking people up is not working. America has to work on its spirit. America has to work on its character. America has to work on its conscience. America has to find empathy somewhere. America is off the chain, full of weirdos and evil people, and most of them are at the top. R.I.P. David Castro. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?